Hello Crafty, welcome to a tutorial on Yarn Craftee, and my name is Rose. I'll be guiding you through how to crochet this beautiful crochet poncho, the Noncho Poncho. My son named it Noncho, so yeah. But anyways, this is done with DK weight yarn. So any DK weight yarn of choice that matches the gauge will be great for this pattern, and a 3.75mm hook or a 4.4 millimeter hook. So you can use either of them, 3.75 or 4mm hook. And the pattern is made in parts, so the upper part, the front, the back panel first, and then the first panel. After that we will go on to the lower parts, which will be combining the two yarn colors, and we will join the shoulders and we will trim the neckline, and we're done. Okay, get ready and let's get to it. We're starting with a multiple of 6 chains plus 4. Alright, I have a multiple of 6 here. This is 6 times 12, so 6 in 12 places. Now I'm going to add 4 more chains. We're starting with the back panel first. Okay, once that is done, we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, skip 6 chains, and into the 7th, we want to do our first half double crochet stitch. So what else? What is this one for? Now we have 6 chains here. So this 1, 2 chains, okay, will be up here, and we have another 1, 2 chains. This will be the standing one at the side here, so it counts as 1 stitch. And then we have these 1, 2 chains underneath, so they cover for these two, cover for the ones underneath here, and this one is the standing one. Okay, so once that is done, we're going to do double crochet again into another 3 chains. So we want to have 4 double crochet stitches. Okay, once we do that, we're going to chain 2 and skip 1, 2 chains. Now we're going to do again 4 double crochet stitches. Alright, chain 2 again, skip 2 chains, and another 4 double crochet stitches into 4 chains. Chain 2 again. Okay, so this is what we want to repeat across row 1. Chain 2, 4, skip 2 stitches, or rather 2 chains, and 4 double crochet stitches into the next 4 chains. Repeat across the row. The last stitches will be the 4 double crochet stitches. Alright, here we are at the end of row 1. What we want to do now is chain 1, 2, 3, 4, turn. Okay, this 4 is just like what we have here. So 2 chains count for 1 double crochet, and 2 chains count for the ones up here. And we'll continue double crochet into this last, this 1, 2, 3, 4, into the 4th double crochet stitch, and 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, and double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. All right, chain 1, 2, double crochet into the fourth double crochet on that set. Okay, now 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space and double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. This is a very easy stitch to memorize. Okay, now again chain 1, 2, skip 2 double crochets, double crochet into the fourth one, double crochet, 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, and double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Alright, this is what we want to repeat across the row. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, double crochet into the next stitch, 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, double crochet into the next stitch. We want to repeat this across the row. We're going to end the row together. Here we are on the last chain space. So after the last double crochet into the last double crochet stitch there, 2 double crochets into this chain 2 space, and the last double crochet will be done into the top of chain 2. You might wanna count so that you know which is the fourth stitch you're working into. So you may want to turn and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one right here is my top of chain 2, because remember that we have a chain 2 that's standing at this side at the corner. Okay, and double crochet into the top of chain 2. I mean, you could do all the 3 double crochets into the chain space, but I like aesthetics. I like for the work to look neater. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do that double crochet into the top of the chain 2 there, which is the fourth chain if you were counting from the side. Alright, after that, for the last double crochet, we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 4, and repeat. Basically what we're going to be doing from here on is to repeat row 2. So chain 4, and we'll go again, skip 2 stitches and double crochet into the last stitch. We're basically skipping 3 because, well, we have a chain 2 here that counts for this one, so that's why I just said skip 2 stitches. Alright, and 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, and double crochet into the next stitch. Alright, so what you want to do now is just repeat row 2. At the end of every row, chain 4, turn, and continue again. And I'll see you at the point where we need to shape. Here we are. Okay, this is 39 rows. Now, of course, depending on the size you're making, you may have more or less than 39 rows. Please refer to the written pattern for a customization guide. Alright, so here we are. Now I'm going to leave this last space right here, the chain 4 space, after the last double crochet stitch, yeah, and I'm going to turn back, chain 1, 2, because okay, let me turn first, chain 2, turn, and in the space here we're going to continue double crochets, 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space, and double crochet in the next stitch. Alright, so does that make sense? This chain 2 stands over this double crochet here, and then we will continue chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and double crochet into the next one, and 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, double crochet into the next stitch. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Just keep repeating, and I'll see you at the end of this row where we have to, at the end of the next row where we have to work over these last 4 stitches. All right, we're here on yeah, we've worked this way and then we've come back, so I want to finish this row. So chain 2 and double crochet into the top of chain 2, all right, from the previous row, and that's how we work this part. Chain 1, 2, chain 2 again, chain 2 on the next row. So we have row 1, we have this last row here where we are shaping this part, and we have the next row, which is this one right here, and we have the 3rd row. Okay, so now we're on the 4th row. I'm counting it separately so that you can the difference will just make it easier to follow through. So on the 3rd row, 1, 2, 3, we have chain 2, okay, and turn, chain 2, turn, and we will start our double crochets into the stitch, into the chain 2 space there. And double crochet in the next stitch, right? Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, double crochet in the next, and double crochet into the chain 2 space, and double crochet into the next stitch. All right, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, double crochet. So we're going to repeat across the row, and at the end of the row, chain 1, turn, chain 4, turn, and repeat again. So we're going to repeat these rows a couple more times. We'll extend it, and then we'll come back and complete the other half of the panel. So you go ahead and repeat the sequence, and at the end of it, you repeat these 2 rows. Okay, these 2 rows will be the repetition. That's rows 1, 2, 3, rows 3 and 4. All right, now we are at the last row before we extend. After this, we're going to extend, okay, to finish off on this part. So we have the last row is facing me right now, which is the same as the first row, which is this one. I decided not to count continuous for this tutorial, just to show the difference between this piece, this side, middle, and then the other side. So the first row is facing the right side, so I want the last row to also face the right side. Now we're going to chain 6 to extend it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and turn. Turn and double crochet into the first stitch right here. So this space here is covering for this one, making up for this one as well. All right, and we will continue 2 double crochets into the next chain 2 space, and double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2 over the chain 2 stitches, double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space. So we're repeating this across the row. All right, repeat the same thing across the row and all the way down. At the end of the row, chain 4, turn, and make another row, and I'll see you at this point here, okay, the second row. here we are. Just have the last part. So now we'll chain 2 and double crochet in here, and 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space, and double crochet into the top of chain 2. So what we want to do is count the number. You have the stitches here, so 1 2, this will be the one down, okay, and then 1 2, this is the second set of 2s, so into the top, so basically into the 4th chain, counting from down here, 4th chain, we're going to do last double crochet stitch. So from here all the way to number, so the number of rows you have on this side is the number of rows you want to have on this side. We've already done 2. So you continue to repeat the sequence, and I'll see you at the end of the row so that we can make the next panel. Alright, once completed, this is what we're going to have. So this is what we have so far. Now this is the back panel. What we want to do is replicate this again, okay, for the front panel. It's repetitive, so we'll repeat again. Repeat the rows, number of rows you have from here all the way up to this point, the same number of rows, and we will come and shapen it again, but not exactly this way. It's going to be lower, and we will finish off the remaining rows. So for now, repeat another row, the same number of rows you have here, repeat it again for the front panel, and then I'll see you when we need to work on the shaping here. Alright, like I mentioned, this is done, the front panel is done the same way as the back panel, only for this part where we will shape. So for the back panel, we worked up to this last block of stitches, right? And we skipped this one, this space here. But for the front panel, we're going to leave this many 1 2 3 blocks of stitches, and 1 2 3 4 blocks of spaces. This is for this size, okay? So please refer to the written pattern to know how many blocks you need to leave for the size that you're making. Okay, so once we do that, we're going to skip all of this. So that's 1 2 3. We'll use these blocks of stitches as a guide. 1 2 3. All right, and we will chain 1 2 and turn, and continue 2 double crochets into the space there, and double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets into the space there, double crochet in the next stitch. So we want to repeat this across the row, okay, just the same way we've been doing, and at the end of the row, chain 4, turn, and make another row. We will complete the next row together, okay, but for this we'll just repeat the sequence across the row. Alright, now we're going to end the row. Remember, we started from here, okay? Now we're back on this row. We'll end the row, chain 2, and double crochet into the top of chain 2 from the previous row. Alright, chain 1 2 again, turn, and another row of double crochet and chain 2 spaces. All right, this is what we want to repeat across the row. We'll just repeat this row. So we want to repeat rows 1 and 2. So from here now, we're just going to repeat the previous row, which is this right here. Repeat it for as many times as you repeated the back panel. Or we're just replicating the same thing, repeating the same number of rows, and once we complete that, we'll extend it again to be up to par with the one on the other side, and we complete the row. So I'm going to leave you from here up to when we need to extend the row. If you feel confused about it, please rewind, check out the one for the back panel, and I'll see you at the end of the rounds, the row of this one, and then we will extend together. Here we are, done with the number of rows that we need, just the same number of rows from here to here for the back panel. Now we want to extend rows based on the number of stitches that we have on here. So we're going to do a multiple of 6 stitches, so that depends on the number of blocks that was skipped in the size that you're making. Okay, please don't forget that. So we have 6 here, 6 here, and 6 here. That is 2 chains and then 4 chains. 4 stitches. So that's 6, that's already 18. And for this, we're going to make 6 additional chains to make up one block. So that means altogether we're going to chain a number of 6 plus 6, 12, 18 plus 6, that's 24. So we're going to chain 24. You don't want to make your chains tight, too tight, too tight or too loose, just okay. Alright, now that we've done this, we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains, yeah? And into the 7th chain, we're going to make our first double crochet. What this does is to create that block that we need. 2 at the top, 2 at the sides, which counts for the double crochet stitch, and 2 underneath it to make up for the one up here. And now double crochet into 3 more chains. Alright, that's 4 double crochets, chain 1, 2, skip 2 chains and another 4 double crochet stitches in the next 4 chains. Alright, repeat again, skip 2 chains, chain 2, skip 2 chains. If you notice, I'm working into the back bump, so I suggest you do the same, alright? So that so when placing, the same sides are facing, these sides, the knit sides are facing, just like here, alright? Oh, what did I do? Okay, I should have turned before that. Now it's twisted, so So please take note so that you don't make the same mistake like me. So this is our chain like this, so let me turn. Okay, we'll do the same thing. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip 6 chains. 7. We have 1, 2 chains left. Sorry, I keep twisting it up. Alright, 1, 2 chains left. Chain 2, double crochet into this first stitch right here, this lone stitch, and 2 double crochets, and double crochet. Alright, now we are back on track because we fixed this. Alright, so what you want to do from here on is continue to repeat what you've been doing. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space, and double crochet in the next stitch. At the end of the row, chain 4, turn, 2 double crochets in space, and double crochet into the next stitch, and the last stitch in the top of chain 2 completed that row. So what you want to do is continue to repeat everything that we've done so far, the sequence. 3, 4. Double crochet all the way across, and until you have the same number of rows we have for the front panel on the other side. So this is the last chain to the last space from the previous row, which was 6 chains. Okay, now we want to finish it after the 2 double crochet stitches in there. We're gonna do a double crochet into the top of chain 4, just like we did from the very beginning when we were making the back panel. So I'm gonna count from down here, from the chain that isn't worked into. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is my 4th chain. I'm gonna do the last double crochet stitch in there. Okay, and we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So continue until you complete the number of rows that you need. Alright, so once we complete the front panel, it's time for us to work on the lower piece, the lower part of this. This is done. The lower part that we'll make for this is the same thing we're going to do for the back panel. So I'm just going to snip this yarn. Alright, once we complete that, we're going to start by joining yarn into the stitch. This is facing the right side. The first row and the last rows are facing the right side. We want to join our yarn into the stitch, which is the top of our chain to here. Join yarn and chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Then into the next space here. So we're jumping over this first space and this solid stitch. So into the next here, we're doing a V stitch, which is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Alright, we'll do that again. Now we will chain 1 in between and into the next, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 again, into the next space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. We want to repeat this across the row. Chain 1, double crochet, V stitch into the next, chain 1, double crochet, V stitch into the next space across the row. Okay, we've got one block and one space here, and now we're going to chain 1, 2, and finish with a double crochet into our stitch there. So we want to finish off into this stitch right here. I mean the chain, because these are chains. So we have 1, 2. So one right here, we'll count from here, 1, 2. And double crochet. So that is done. Chain 1 and turn. Chain 1, turn, single crochet into the first stitch there, which is the double crochet. Now chain 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the middle of the V, into the V stitch, in that chain 1 space in there. Chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the V stitch. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the V stitch. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the V stitch. Okay, we want to do this across the row. Chain 3, single crochet into the V stitch. And after the last chain 3, we have this standing stitch here, which is 4 stitches, which we began with. So we're going to skip 1, 2 stitches and single crochet into the third chain at the side there. Okay, moving on. Chain 1 and turn. Single crochet into the first stitch, which is the last stitch we made, and 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. Single crochet into the next stitch, which is also a single crochet. Double crochet into the chain 3 space. 3 double crochets. Then single crochet into the next stitch, which is also a single crochet. 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. Single crochet into the next stitch. Alright, we want to repeat this across the row. 3 double crochets in the chain 3 space, single crochet into the next stitch all the way across. and 3 double crochets into the last chain 3 space. Okay, and we'll finish with single crochet into the last stitch, but from here we will change. We'll join a new color, to finish off that single crochet. Chain 1, turn. Now, working with the new yarn we just joined, I'm going to do a single crochet. I just carry this tail up and do a single crochet into the first stitch there, which was the last stitch we did on the previous row, which is row 1, 2, 3. That was row 3. Okay, then we'll drop the yarn. Now chain 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the single crochet stitch there. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the single crochet stitch. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the single crochet stitch. So this is what we want to repeat for row 4. Yeah, all the way across. So I'm gonna see you at the end of the row. And finish off with 1, 2, 3 chains and single crochet into the last stitch there, which is a single crochet from the previous row. Not the double crochets in the chain, but this very first stitch here, which is a single crochet. Okay, chain 1 and turn. Single crochet into the first stitch, which is the last stitch we just made. Now 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. Single crochet into the single crochet. 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. Single crochet into the single crochet. Okay, so this is it. 3 double crochets each in the chain 3 space, and then single crochet into the single crochet. Repeat this across, and I'll see you at the end of the row. And the last 3 double crochets in the last chain 3 space, and finish with a single crochet into the last stitch there, which is also a single crochet. I'm gonna carry this up, the tails. Okay, so you can just leave the tail and just interchange them instead of snipping the yarn back and forth. So we're going to finish this last single crochet with color A, the first color. Okay, chain 1, turn. So what we're going to be doing now, from now till the end of this row, is a repeat of these 2 rows, just 2 rows, which 1, 2, 3, which are rows 4 and 5. So we want to repeat rows 4 and 5. You're going to be changing yarn after every 2 rows. Okay, change yarn after every 2 rows. So now this is dark gray. Now we're using light gray. So after we make the chain 3, okay, let's just do the first 2 sets together. So chain 1 and turn. Single crochet into the first stitch there, and chain 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the single crochet, next single crochet there. Skipping over 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the single crochet stitch. Alright, we're going to do this across the row all the way to here. We'll finish with a single crochet in the last stitch. We chain one again, turn, and then single crochet into the first stitch and 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. So you want to repeat this, just repeat rows 4 and 5. It's a repeat. You just change rows after every two rows. You change rows on the double crochet rows. So I'm going to see you at the very end of this. Okay, so once we complete the rows, this is what we're gonna have. So I'm ending on the light gray with the light gray yarn. Of course, you can extend this lower part for as long as you want it, because it's just a repetition. Okay, so once we complete this for the front panel, you're going to repeat the exact same thing on the back panel as well. So yeah, so we won't do the exact same thing. You want to rewind this video and do for the back as well. And once we complete that, we'll want to join both pieces. Remember that our right side, this is our right side. This first row is facing the right side, and this last row is facing the right side. So you want to turn to the wrong side for joining. When you start to join, especially this part, you want to take note of the chains. Okay, so you want to start from one. Okay, we're supposed to have 2 standing on the side here, 2 standing on the side. So we want to take note of those and go in here and skipping 1, 2, and I'm joining it here. Okay, yeah. And I'll go again and join. Okay. Alright. And we'll start to match each stitch for stitch. Okay, and then go again back and forth in through each of the spaces and the solid stitches. Okay, once we complete joining the panels, we're going to trim the front here. So we want to start from the back panel. Okay, this is our join, and we will start from this point right here, which is the first row on the back panel. So we're going to join our yarn. Okay, join yarn into the stitch, chain 1, and now we're going to do single crochets, 3 single crochets. Okay, 3 single crochets, and we'll come forward. So this is the first row on the front panel. We'll do another 3 single crochets. Okay, once that is done, over this block here, we want to chain 1, 2. Chain 2. And into the next space there, we'll do 3 single crochets. Over this block, chain 2. In space, 3 single crochets. Okay, chain 2 again over this block and into the next 3 single crochets. Alright, now we're heading to the front. So into the front, because there is no block of double crochet stitches here, so we're just going to do solid stitches into the space. So in here we're going to do 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets in the next space, chain 2, 2 single crochets, chain 2, and we'll continue to repeat this in front. Chain 2, 2 single crochets, two single crochets, and the last single crochet, the last space in the front right there, single crochet as well, 2 single crochets after I chain 2 single crochets. Okay, moving on to the other side. Okay, so after the last 2 single crochets, from here on we're going to do 3 single crochets each, just like we did on this side. The reason we did 3 single crochets is because the spaces here, they're wider compared to the ones in front here. So heading on to this second side, 3 single crochets. No need for chain 2 because there's nothing in between these 2 spaces. Besides this, which is facing downward. So 3 single crochets. Chain 2. 3 single crochets. Chain 2. Okay, now we're crossing over to the back panel. So into the next one, the very first space on the back panel there, we're also going to do 3 single crochets because it's also a wider space. Okay, now the back. In here, two single crochets, just like we did on the front as well. Chain 2, 2 single crochets. and 2 single crochets into the last space there. I'm going to join to the first stitch, which is the first single crochet here, and from here we're going to join a new yarn color. Okay. Chain 1. Now we're going to, what we've done on the first row is what we'll repeat on the second row. So we're repeating row 1. Single crochet into the single crochet stitches and chain 2 over the chain 2s. So single crochet into the first stitch right there, the same place where we just where we joined. Single crochets. Okay, now chain 2. Heading on to the next set of single crochet stitches. Chain 2. Okay, this is what we want to do on row 2, so go ahead and just repeat single crochets into the single crochets and chain 2 over the chain 2. Okay, this is the end of row 2 and we will join into the first stitch and finish with the first color A. Right, chain 1 and repeat one more row of single crochets, exact same way, single crochets in the single crochet and chain 2 over the chain 2. Repeat it around. And once it is done, this is what we're gonna have. Okay, so don't forget to block your ruana because it is important to stretch out the fabric. Stretching will relax the stitches and it will give it some drape when you wear it. Thank you for joining me on this tutorial. I look forward to seeing you in my next one, and don't forget to share this video. Share. It means so much and it goes a long way, and I really appreciate it. So I'll see you in the next video tutorial. God bless you. Bye.